What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about something that happened this week in the events that has not happened really previously, and that is the relay. The relay has changed, and this is more for the mid to higher spenders out there. I want to talk about this. It's actually like a really good change, I think, for higher spenders out there, while it's kind of like a medium change for those who are like the low mid spenders. So let's talk about the change that happened, because I'd love to get your guys' feedback. Leave a comment down below. Definitely let me know what you think about it. Let's jump right into it and let's talk about the relay. So one big change that happened this week was if you go into cool events and you take a look at the luck relay, it still has the normal, gems and dice, but you'll notice what they've done is they've replaced the contract starry gems, which we had been getting pretty regularly, with treasure coupons. Now, of course, these are just the base ones here. You got a few of them here there. You still get some Chords of Transcendence, dice, but it's not a ton of these treasure coupons. You get in total, what, 5, 9... 13, 17 in total. It's not a ton, and you're basically spending what, 20, 30, 45, 50, about 50 bucks. Is that even really worth it? So let's see what you're actually getting for this right here. So you're getting, just double check the math one more time. 4, 8, 12, 19. So 19 for 50 versus if you kind of come on over here and you go to here, it is a good deal when it comes to just straight up value, because it costs 50 to get 12 of these. Really, I mean, there's a couple of good packages nowadays that are kind of like worth it to purchase, like this one right here, the deluxe chest. That has a lot of interesting resources, but that's really for those who are actually spending a lot, besides just literally going for the starry gem mall, which you can get, with your contract starry gems. It's kind of like it gives you less options, so to speak, because previously, even if you did get it and went for the contract starry gems, you could pop over here and you could get pretty much decent value. However, I don't think they ever adjusted the price of this. Like 20 tickets is 2,400. Yeah, and 2,400 is just 100 off of this. They did buff all the value packages lately, but what they didn't do is they didn't buff the equivalents of these. So even here, you'll notice, like, for what's that, 50 bucks, I think you get 15 of these. Yeah, you can see, like, it's not, they didn't buff it, so like technically the starry gem mall is not as valuable. So there's kind of two sides to this relay change. Number one is if you're getting the coupons, you can keep saving them up, which is good. However, before, you could get the contract starry gems and you could decide what you wanted to spend those contract starry gems on. Most people probably save them up and use them for Soul Awakening Gala, hopefully to get a sublimation chest, at least the 45,000, maybe even the better ones that have like the 300 point mark, which I think after anniversary, a lot of people should have a ton of contract starry gems already. So I do think this is probably a good change for the mid spenders out there, because, well, these tickets are going to be pretty good, because what you can do now in the treasure train is when you do go to collect, you'll see we're even saving up a ton of these treasure crystals here ourselves, is you want to save up to be able to do 150 of these, mainly to guarantee one of these chests. Now, these are essentially the ones, and you can see the alien dessert here, the forgotten artifact, and the hero token. But if you do this before you get to 150, it's pretty much a waste. Me and myself, we're at like 80 right now. I don't see a reason really to go in on this until then, because you're gonna want to get like one of each of these, because anytime you can upgrade artifacts, I call them artifacts, upgrade treasures, is going to be very, very powerful for your account. Now let's just talk about the couple ones you can go for here. Some of them aren't so great. Like, you don't want to go for this one here because it's fixed HP. Fixed attack seems really good. I think Sweet Home Pie is probably one of the best ones to kind of aim for, because you're also getting in the Void campaign damage reduction by attack. So this is essentially like a Demon Bell, Splendid Demon Bell type effect. Reduces the damage taken by a certain percentage of self attack. So you kind of automatically get that, which we don't even have yet, and we have a ton of attack, so that is a lot of damage reduction you potentially have. That is something to keep in mind to go after here, because yeah, you got other ones that are like for Realms Gate, Void Arc, probably less impactful unless you're specifically going for a Void Vortex clear, and then the ones over here are essentially just like, more class oriented. In my opinion, going and saving up for something like the Sweet Home Pie is really good because you get that big fixed attack. And on top of that, you can also get ones like this one here because you'll get the orange chest along the way as well. You can either get some crit chance and void campaign, things like that. I do think the void campaign ones are probably the best to go after. It looks like we got some upgrades to be had here as well. So that is one thing that is good about this event is you can save another 19, but the bad part is you just don't get to spend them right away. So like it feels bad whenever you spend on something and then you can't immediately invest it on your account. I would highly suggest though, if you are going for this change and you are going for the new treasure train tickets and you're like all on board on getting these, I mean, heck, honestly, even getting like the $5 one and getting the free one, honestly, this it's not that bad. You get 4 for 5. Like, what is the actual package? I mean, that's pretty good considering like 3 normally goes for 10. So even if you're like a super low spender, you might even want to just think about doing the first 2 here because that's still a pretty decent deal. And on top of that, if you're really invested in the late game, I would highly suggest getting the treasure crystal card. I actually thought I had this, honestly. It might be something we have to invest in here because you're going to get those instant ones. You're going to get 500 abs like every single day, which is what is 500 daily actually. I don't know why I'm doing math on this. I could just tell you it's 15,000 multiplied by 30. Yeah, but the big part is you're also getting a bonus amount from your campaign, which you'll see we just claim out here. It's been a couple hours and we already have 33 saved up. So what would be 20% would be an additional like 6. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm sure it's going to add up pretty quickly here. So I'd love to hear your feedback though, because I'd love to pass it on to the community managers and the developers at DH Games to let them know if you prefer treasure coupons or starry gems, because I think people who typically get the luck relay have probably been investing enough and doing the mid-low spending enough that you probably have at least one giant killer copy by now. If you've been spending like even mid-low spending on this game and you haven't gotten one yet, you're probably spending the resources and your money in the wrong spot. I think the first priority on your account is to go for a giant killer copy on at least one carry hero, and then after that you're just 100% invested in the train. Now of course festival ones are by far the best ones you will ever see, but after that, pushing Void campaign, I think, is probably one of the biggest ones, and this will help both the survivability of your team and the damage of your team quite a bit. It's something I haven't even unlocked, and I might consider doing that once we actually wait and save up to 150, because if you're not saving to 150, that is a big problem. So let me know what you guys think about the change here. I think it's pretty good. Maybe you guys have a different opinion. I love to hear the feedback from you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.